So staying organized is hard when your space isn't working for you. But the solution isn't more bins or a weekend-long purge. It's having a smarter system. And no, I'm not talking about color-coded chaos or Pinterest perfection. I'm talking about real-life solutions that actually make your space easier to live in. And so from hidden storage to daily drop zones, the home organization principles I'm about to share with you are designed to help you cut the mess and keep it that way without overcomplicating your life. Okay, so the first thing you want to do here is use vertical space like a pro. So most people only organize at eye level and below, but the walls, that's just free real estate. Because vertical space isn't just for decoration, it's one of the smartest, least used tools for storing and displaying your items. And so going vertical lets you maximize your storage without eating up valuable floor space. So look at these examples, right? Here in this office, it mixes closed cabinets, these open cubbies, and a floating shelf, which creates a layered system that balances what's on display with what stays hidden. And this rhythm just keeps the space organized without looking heavy, which gives you flexibility in how you use it. Now in this kitchen, we've got these 3 full-length open shelves that climb nearly all the way to the ceiling, which turns every inch into storage for bowls, mugs, and ceramics while keeping the counter super clear. And so the effect is efficient, but it's still airy because the vertical space is doing the heavy lifting. Now, this bookcase proves that built-ins can be both functional and good looking, and it runs from the countertop all the way up to the ceiling, and the books and decor that are sitting on those shelves are sharing that space, but the thoughtful grouping and spacing of them is what keeps this looking super clean instead of becoming cluttered. And here in this little bar nook, it just shows how vertical space can become storage all the way from top to bottom, right? We've got stem wire racks that are hanging beneath the shelves, while the baskets and the art are sitting above, which makes every layer work. And so when storage climbs the wall, the floors stay clean so the room feels bigger, even as it holds more and more stuff. Now, speaking of stuff, the second thing you can do here is use multi-purpose furniture that will actually hide your stuff. Because storage furniture doesn't need to look like storage furniture, right? And the best designed homes use pieces of furniture that are on double duty. They're stylish on the outside, but they're super functional on the inside. So think of things like ottomans, coffee tables, benches. These are the ultimate stealth organizers. Okay, so let's just look at some simple, straightforward examples, right? Here we've got a coffee table with a built-in open shelf, which is perfect for storing books or just placing down a tray without cluttering the top. But this coffee table is quite a bit more interesting, right? It's got this shelf that lifts out of the table and turns it into a desk. But inside there, you can also hide blankets and throws, and when it's closed, it still looks totally sleek. And here we've got an ottoman with a flippable lid, so it's basically a storage box disguised as a seat. And so again, you can toss in blankets, but also more substantial things like board games or just anything else that you don't want in plain sight. And in my view, these pieces work especially well in smaller spaces where every item needs a job. And the best part is they actually look good. So you're not sacrificing aesthetics to gain storage, you're just using smarter pieces of furniture. Now, if you consistently find that your stuff is just piling up near your front door, you're not alone. Because your front entryway is where clutter starts for most people, but it's also where the clutter can end. Because a well-designed drop zone gives everything a specific home. So shoes, bags, hats, coats, keys, and it doesn't need to be big, it just needs to be smart. For example, you can just use a simple peg rail like this, which shows how even just a few inches of wall space can become functional storage if you're in a small home or an apartment. Here, everything about this green paneled wall makes storage look casual but still intentional, right? We've got this row of hats that's displayed like decor, while the cubbies below keep the shoes and these other baskets just tucked away, and then the bench ties everything together, adding a comfy landing spot that makes the area both practical and inviting. And then here, this built-in just shows off the full trifecta. Hooks, bench, and bins all working together. And with overhead storage, an open bench, and hooks for bags and coats, the space feels calm, but it still also feels complete. And so the key idea here is simple. Don't let the mess hit the floor. Wall storage lifts it, benches corral it, and bins just hide it, which keeps your entryway clean and the rest of your home flowing better by default. All right, now home organization idea number 4 here are drawer dividers that keep all your chaos in check. right? Because drawers without dividers are like a junk magnet. Everything slides around, gets buried, or turns into some big tangled mess. But the moment you add compartments, suddenly it's usable, functional, and honestly kind of just satisfying to open. So for deep drawers like we've got here, adjustable dividers create instant zones. So instead of having jars just everywhere, right, total chaos, you can see here that this divider has helped to keep things in control, so it's easy to grab the ingredients you need and not have stuff all over the place. Now, for the women, makeup drawers can also stay a lot more orderly when you use modular trays that separate your nail polish, your brushes, and whatever else it is that you use. Right, so here you can see that even the small items have a place, and so you're able to stack them neatly without them sliding around, so the drawer, even though there's a lot going on inside there, it still feels calm. So there's some pretty cool inserts made of felt, like the Up de Terra from IKEA, which just adds a bit of a soft touch while keeping your utensils in place. And so like you can see here, the cutlery and these little timers just sit snug in their compartments, so nothing is rattling or shifting around when you open and close the drawer, which gives the space just a little bit more of a quiet, sleek finish. Now, in a smaller home, every inch really does matter, but the good news is your bed can do a lot more than just hold a mattress. And storage beds turn that underutilized space into a hidden closet, which makes them perfect for storing off-season clothes, linens, or just anything that you don't need daily. And so here, this bed just keeps storage clean and classic with a couple of drawers built right into the base. And so instead of cramming boxes under the bed, everything is easily accessible, and the warm wood tone blends seamlessly with the rest of the room, so it just feels intentional, not like an afterthought. But this bed hides its storage in a different way, with the entire mattress lifting up to reveal this really deep compartment underneath. I had this exact style of bed in my previous apartment, and I can tell you firsthand that you can fit a ton of stuff under there. Right? Not just a couple of, blankets or towels or something. I'm talking about multiple suitcases worth of items that you can fit directly into the base of the bed, and you'll never really see it until you open it back up and look for what's under there. But regardless of which type of bed you have, both of them prove the same point. You don't need a walk-in closet to stay organized. You just need smart furniture that works harder than it looks. And in my view, this is practical luxury. It's clean on the outside, but useful on the inside. But if you're living in a small space, then it can get messy really fast. But with the right organizers, every inch starts pulling its weight. So with that in mind, let's look at a few more storage solutions that punch well above their weight. First, these stackable white bins make open shelves look really clean. And by grouping items and hiding any sort of visual clutter, you create order without sacrificing any accessibility. Big baskets can hide bulkier items like blankets or laundry, while smaller baskets can tuck neatly under your bed to keep towels or toiletries organized and close at hand. Items like these wooden stackable bins keep your bathroom essentials upright and easy to grab, even if you don't have a lot of shelf space. And then stackable produce baskets save counter space and make fruits and vegetables easy to grab, whether they're out in the open or tucked inside of your pantry. So hopefully you can see by now that organizing your home is a serious lifestyle upgrade. And when everything has a place, staying tidy becomes second nature. And the systems I just shared with you aren't just smart, they're sustainable over the long term. So whether you're living in a small space or just tired of all that daily clutter, put these home organization ideas into practice and watch your home and your headspace clear up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, I put links to a few other videos that I think you'll like in the description below, or you can check out this one up here, which YouTube thinks you're going to love. I'll see you there.